Welcome to Apex eSports League. I'm JT. Tonight we are live on Project Cars 2 for the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship. Tonight we are up to round 3 and that will see us at Dubai Autodrome International. Across into the session details. So for tonight for Dubai, we've got 15 minutes of qualifying. Weather conditions are clear. The race is 17 laps. Weather conditions are clear through to light cloud, and there is a mandatory pit requirement. And looking at the standings as of last week, so coming after round 2, we've got Tyjo in the lead on 282 points, McCliff following behind on 222, and then tied between Head Farmer and Big Les on 204, so things are very close still. Last week we had Hockenheim GP and a clean sweep made for Tyjo, and that's 2 consecutive clean sweeps, so taking that pole position, the fastest lap bonus points, and then going on to win the race as well. So can he potentially make it 3 tonight? And we'll jump over and look at the track. So in the United Arab Emirates for Dubai Autodrome, track length is 4.32 kilometers, and there's 12 turns in the international variants. And it is a good, fun, fast track, so the drivers are going to be doing much more distance to try and get a pass in compared to that at Hockenheim. And if you're joining us for stream, jump in the chat, say hello. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the follow button. And following it, not only just supporting the league and our drivers, you will be notified when we go live. So here on Thursday nights for Project Cars 2 and Monday nights for iRacing. We've got Frank, Uncle Keith in the chat. And to cheer on Philly Manili for a sweet win. We also do have sound effects controls down underneath the stream, just depending on where you're watching it all from. And you can play and applause, a boo if you would need, and a bunch of other fun sound effects. They will be recorded over the stream. That way you can actually be part of the production as well, so have some fun. Keithy saying Philly used to wipe the floor with him. Watching Rooney make our way through. It's Bert Wheeler and Tyjo matching team paints. Bit of oversteer going on for Vert, so they're out there on cold tyres. Qualifying points on the line, 25 points up for grabs for the pole position. Head Farmers just had a spill. We got Big Les. Graphic trick. Had one space debut with us last week and came through for a fantastic debut run. And made podium, qualifying in 9th position, and then ended up going on to take podium in P3. To McCliff. We're getting some lag spikes, so we've got someone joining in, that's what's going on. I think it may have off-put Mick. I thought I may have actually been suffering a disconnect myself when I first saw that spike, but we usually get stuck on a car until I can rejoin in. So it looks like we've got Spray and Pray that's just joined the session. Hasn't been able to make the last 2 rounds. It's good to see him in FG Falcon with the rest of them. Over to the Pretender. And Taijo has got pole position currently. He's set a 1:31.621. We're only 2 tenths away. And 5 drivers get a time on the board. It's one space, I believe it could be. It's not hard to go for the trick that was following him behind, sorry. So I was assuming it may have been Ted Farmer, sorry, that was trailing him behind. One space in. Ted Farmer both getting in a time that's put them into P3 and P4. More times coming through now. Mick and Holographic is having issues. They've brought the cars back in the pits. Oh, there's Tangle. Is that Verts? Can't know. It must be Taijo. Interesting, they haven't brought the car in. It may have not suffered any damage. There's over 8.5 minutes left to qualifying, so there's plenty of time to bring the car back in if it's got damage. Start fresh out there. Oh, very slippery. Could be Taijo just trying to get some temp into those tyres as well. Taijo's been putting in some blisteringly quick laps. Taijo was in for a big shot at winning our last V8 Supercar Championship. That was our last series for 2022. Missed out on the championship by scoring 0 points due to disconnects. He's narrowly missed out on other series before due to disconnects. It's always heartbreaking when you see disconnects occur. When you're having a cracker of a race. Oh, there's a drop there. You hear that? Spray and pray, it's disconnected. I wonder if that may be a clash. Join the session later, so we usually have the lobby about 15 minutes before we go live with the broadcast. So all the drivers are joining in from 7:30. We can try and get the lobby sorted. Stray being a late joiner, we won't be really knowing if he's clashing with anyone easily. We've got plenty of time to be able to get back in, hopefully get that fixed up. I want him to miss out on the race when he can finally make it after missing the first 2 rounds. Hey DK, thanks for joining us. If you're feeling better. Blades looks like he's getting a pit service potentially done. Mick and Holographic Trick not getting in a time yet. We'll try and jump on board for a lap as well. There we go, we got Spray back in. There we go. Holographic Trick starting a lap, hope we're not jinxing him here. Especially if it's his first time lap. He's throwing the old commentating curse at him. A very long pit straight into a fast right-handing, almost hairpin on this variation. I was thinking where it normally goes out and it's not easily indicated, as you could see. And the drivers have the driving line forced off, so they've had to. That car's very slippery. There is a lot of slide going on for that car. Time to jinx primary. This is where we just had Creek spin their ears off to the side there. Very long back straight, then into a hairpin to the right, very sharp one, and a crest as well. Watching those curves, very slippery. Oh, he's gonna cut that corner. Yeah, there is a little bit of a jump there. We have actually used this track for our no rules one, so he's just missed a hairpin. He's gonna keep going. I'll swap over and finish. Holographic Trick, here we go. Combined lap between the two. Into another hairpin. A lot of severing that throttle, get through those corners. Into a very tight corner. Very nice if you get that perfect line on the exit, give you a fantastic run down pit straight. Trick's got a time on the board, but didn't invalidate that time. And 3.5 minutes to go, so hopefully Spray hasn't got a clash going on, and they'll at least see him stay in the session where a disconnector now likely to have him out. Let's hear another crackle as well. Seems like there's some interference going on. I did hear it before. We had a driver join before, that was Spray. Oh, that's great, DK. Glad that you're finally getting home again. It always makes you feel a whole lot better when you get back in your own surroundings. Probably be a bit of a tease seeing your rig sitting there if you can't use him for a while. And there definitely is a lot of tails wagging out there. It is quite a slippery track. The in-game time is 10 AM. Track conditions are a little cool. Those clear conditions, we'll see it start to heat up, especially going over into the race as well. We start off in clear and in-game time will be 11, and it's ×2 time acceleration. No real movement between first two. Taijo and Rooney have been pretty close to each other, staying in P1, P2. One space up in P3. And currently in the pits, so there's not going to be time to be able to improve that position. Was a huge stack for Head Farmer last week. They didn't catch it, but there was a car that actually, the drivers were mentioning they had flipped, and watching the replay after the race, actually started tank slapping and then just completely flipped and rolled the car. A standalone incident ending up in a flip is quite impressive to be able to pull off. I feel he's carrying a good amount of speed. If he's had a pretty hot lap, could be a nice time. He's P5. There's 18 seconds left. That means final laps for Head Farmer and for Philly. There'll be enough time for the drivers to be able to probably finish up this current lap before they cross that control line once the time is reached. That'll be a different story. That'll be the final laps. Not sure if those drivers coming up behind Mick there may have got that line in time. Everyone's got a time on the board. Well, the graphic having dramas is 23 seconds off the pace from pole, so it's quite a big gap for his split. My car wasn't looking very stable. Hopefully the car is a bit more settled for the race. And that's for Wheeler. Fun for qualifying. Currently in P9. That's Mick Cliff just up ahead. The final times being done for Mick and Pretender. Mick's currently P6, no movement. Pretender, no movement. I think that's Tyjo maybe coming behind. No movement. Philly, that's Tyjo. Improves his time. Breaks into the 130s. All he did was just push that gap out from Marini, but he's still close, only 7 tenths being the difference between P1 and P2. Applying for round 3 at Dubai, we have Tyjo in pole position, and the rest of the grid is then Rooney, 1 space, Het Farmer, Philly Manili, Mick Cliff, Big Les, the Pretender, Vert Wheeler, Spray and Pray, and Holographic. Okay, go over to the grid now. Got a couple of minutes to get those setups and pit strategies ready. All going to be down to the line for those pits. As to what they do, the tyres have been wearing out. There's been a bit of discussion as to whether they try and last out on hards or do a mix of tyres, but I think they've just been opting for the softs and then going in for that tyre change. Generally at tracks Dubai, when the season is actually set to spring, so track temperatures should be reasonably high, so the hard compound slicks will actually be sticky enough to get some pretty quick laps and still get that tyre wear out of them. Just in this international version, it's going to be a lot more scrubby on the car. Tyjo, being pole, is currently also situated on the racing line. They're not overly staggered. They do have quite a fair bit of length coming down the turn 1, so they're going to be at a fair bit of speed. Going to make things very difficult for Rooney here if he's going to try and make an inside pass for turn 1. Oh, there's at a standstill. Philly darts away. Makes 2 positions, nearly 3, going 3 wide in between Rooney and Tyjo. He's almost moved up into the lead. He has, but he's on the outside. The only thing that's going to spoil that is if that was a jump start. Joe's right on the tail of Philly. Oh, there's a spill at the back. I don't know if anyone's been caught up or if that was just did it oversteer through the corner. I think that may have just gone on his own. Doesn't look to have taken any scuffs to the side of the car. But they've oversteer corrections for Rooney. Doesn't cost him too much time. He's pulled away. IJ's gotten around Philly. That's recovered pretty quick. Oh, that's a big issue. That's a roll for Mick. I think he's come together. There's two cars. Holographic Tricks got damaged. Spray's got damaged. Mick's ride is destroyed. That's going to be a limp back to the pits. Yeah, Holographic coming in. Philly hasn't come into the pits, so he may not have got the drive through. Looked like just a very quick reaction to the lights off the launch. That would have been quite an incident to catch. Oh, that's Philly. He's just gotten loose. That car nearly rolling over. He had up on two wheels into a slide. Those crests at the corner, carrying a lot of speed, get that car unbalanced. It's going to be an interesting replay to review to see what happened with Holographic Spray and Mick. I may have briefly seen a slide from Holographics, whether there was a spin happen in front of cars. Mick's going to have a lengthy repair. He seemed to have taken the brunt of it. He was rolling up along that wall. On his face, he's dropped back a little bit from where he's qualified. Seems to be trying to close that gap. Pretender. Laser's got Pretender closing him pretty quick. And he's had the lead for these few laps. And Tyjo's moving him very quick. Tyjo. Watch him try and probe things to get around Rooney. Generally, not sure where Dirty is tonight. Hydro dropping back, reels that gap in, then slips back, so there's some sector difference going on between the two. A lovely slipstream. He's just going to have to try and capitalise on one of those runs. Big Laird still holding off Pretender. It almost looked like the door was opened. He's fighting, Big Lads is holding off. Oh, was there going to be a attempt for a switch back here? No, it was way too wide. Rooney stays a bit further away coming down the turn one this lap. Pretender dropping away from Big Les. Well, it looks like Big Les made a mistake. He's dropped some pace all of a sudden. He's just left that inside line open, but he's got a better right turn. That's now Philly coming up from behind the two of them. Brilliant line for Tyjo, and then a spin for Rooney. Runs off track. Probably going to be slow down request here. Probably better just to take a time penalty on the chin here. And Tyjo's right on his tail. He doesn't have as good run onto the straight. Very wide line for Tyjo. Fantastic runoff through those next two corners. So he sacrifices a little bit of speed through that corner just to get that momentum, more cornering speed in the next two. Oh, I think he's going to succumb here. He's got the inside line. No, he's overshot by brake markers. And he's doing his best here. He's been getting a fair bit of pressure for a while. Oh, he's going to make a move though. Going to have the outside line for the next one. Can he cut in? Where he went for the slide before. You can hold this inside line for this corner. No, he's had the tuck in behind Tyjo. What a game of cat and mouse between Rooney and Tyjo. Fight for P5, sorry, P4 it is. Vert coming into the pits. These battles going for these positions. That's just left Head Farmer out of the spotlight, and he's probably liking it that way as well. He's sitting nice and comfortably in position 3. He's only 3 seconds away from the fight for the race lead. And he's got a nice 8-second gap to the cars behind who are heavily focused on each other. He's going to be sitting there conserving nicely, focusing on getting those perfect corners. Get that apex every time. And he's going to reel in these two at the front. Pretender and Philly have gotten around Big Les. He must have made a mistake. Car looks fine. He hasn't lost too much time from it. Philly pits. Pretender come in as well, and he stays out on track. I think Big Les is as well. Hydro starting to pull away a little bit. Nick currently at the back of the pack after that huge stack. Only 2 minutes 43 behind. About a lap and a half behind the field. I think he may have starting to catch up. Well, they are just now. That'll see 2 laps behind. So it's not too bad considering just how much damage he took from that spill. And Rooney's just sped through pits. Didn't pull that car up in time, so it's going to be a 10-second penalty. Yes, it will be. It's going to hurt potential shot for having a crack at Tyjo. Only have to try and get that lead back and then put a 10-second gap over it. Bit of space going on. Got Phil in one space, only about 4 seconds between. Philly has pit, so he's got that mandatory pit out of the way. It's only putting 56 seconds away from race lead. He's going to be able to make up a fair bit of space by the time the others have to come in. He was up battling for 4th position. Holographic having pit after that incident as well, as did Spray. And they had to pit very early, so the only issue is going to be is if they're going to have to come in and grab tyres. Those tyres are going to be concerned during the repairs. Actually swapped over to a set of hards just to try and make that car last out and not have to force a second stop. Now smash up the car. A glass smash. Holographic. And interesting enough on my screen I'm seeing no broken glass for Mick, however on the broadcast image it is actually showing it. That does hint that there may have been a spot of lag involved in the incident that they were all caught up in. Hydro's just got the time penalty as well. I think it may be 10 seconds. Yes, it is. So he mustn't have had the pit limiter on as he's just exited the pits. He sped after release. That's just balanced out Rooney and Tyjo. sure Taijo would have muttered a curse coming out of the pits and realising that, having known that there was a 10-second gap now on top of where Rooney would be when he came out of the pits. Would have been a very nice relief with how intense their battle was at the start. And now that's all gone. He's going to have to work hard here. And big opportunity still for Rooney to have the race win. Time-wise, Ed Palmer wasn't going to have to come in for a stop. An 8-second trail between the two. She might have been in. He wasn't too far away from them before all this. So if he has been in, he could essentially steal the win. His gap between the others, I think Head Farmer may have gone into the pits. If that's the case, objective here for Head Farmer is just keep within that 10 seconds. If he can stay at this gap that he's at now, between 8 to 9 seconds, he can just cross the line for a win. Just running in third. This is going to make for an exciting finish. Viewers, if they have caught out, if they've seen the pit, come up on the screen at all, on that tower to the left. If you jump in the chat, let me know. Actually, I won't see that now because I've just had the chat window actually disconnect. Now reconnected. When that happens, I usually get a console disconnect at the same time. Lucky that it didn't happen. Oh, that was close. A slip for holographic. No damage. That car's been very slippery for holographic tonight. He's struggled with this car. It's McCliff. Lap 10. Lap 11. Oh, and up on 2. That's huge. That car is not performing well for holographic. And he retires that car. No luck with the car tonight. That's unfortunate. Yeah, in comes Mix, who's obviously needing some tyres. They're out there ready for a change. Rooney keeping similar gap. A 10-second margin starting to dwindle a bit for Head Farmer. Has cheated a bit. He's gone between 8 to 10 seconds. I think it's starting to wane a little bit. That lap of 132.9. Rooney has done a 132.2. And Taijo 131.7. Taijo's increase in pace at the moment, starting to push that gap out. And that needs to be Taijo's main intentions here for these last few laps around Dubai. Doesn't have to worry about a 10-second gap between himself and Rooney. He does between himself and Head Farmer. like a spin on a blue car behind. Not sure if it was this background car in the corner on the other side of the fence. There was a car looping. A little bit of rear slip under power for one space while starting to gain ground on Big Les. And also the same. I wonder if it is actually just Cook's tyres at this point. That was 10 seconds last time. We'll have a look, DK. 10 seconds to Tyjo, 10 to Rooney. And Vert Wheeler's copped 1 second. Rooney copped his 10 seconds on pit entrance, came in too quick. The Tyjo's appeared to have actually came about after release from the box. So it won't be a position change from those time penalties between P1 and P2. If Head Farmer can get that gap down to 10 seconds, he was sitting at 8. And then he teetered between 8 to 10, but now that's falling out. 12.6, and even the gap between himself and Rooney is 7 seconds. He can hold on and not lose 3 seconds over these last 3 laps. He should be able to get at least P2. We did see Tyjo have a slip in the last round towards the back end as those tyres started to be very loose. And it was lucky because he had a very large gap that he didn't actually lose the lead. But with a 10-second penalty, having 13-second lead over P3. He could definitely lose the race here from any mistake from now on. Hey Jurassic Jam, thanks for jumping on. I'm well, hope you're well. One space fallen back, he was closing in to Big Les before. One space now, second behind Pretender. Another quiet position that we haven't seen for a while, which is Philly. Sitting in P4. There's 15 seconds between P3 and then another 10 seconds between P5. It is a very comfortable position to be in with 2 to go. No pressure. Taking a P4 finish would be nice. Gap not closing. P1, Tender and Big Les seem to be maintaining pace now. I'm assuming that's because there's not much to be able to push out of these cars in their state for their tyres. Dave Holographic has actually exited. No, he's just retired the car after that incident that he had going off track and taking big damage. Rooney's dropping back a fair bit. There's Head Farmer now starting to close in. Head Farmer not having to push here to be able to take P2, but not all drivers will be aware that the other drivers have a time penalty. It's only if they've got their relative up there with the standings that it will actually come up if the drivers are going to come in for a drive-through, or if they got a time penalty, it'll actually come up alongside their name and the gap, and then have a plus number next to it if there is a time penalty. A lot of drivers like to have a complete empty cockpit to look through. Oh, that's awesome, Jurassic Jim. Another go to Caldwell Park. Clear Strike World Trophy. That is the beauty of being over your way in the UK. A lot of fantastic motorsport events going on. So I hope you have a blast of a weekend checking that out. To jump in the chat next week and let us know how it went. That's Bert Wheeler moving out of the way. Doesn't want to slow them up. We're on the lap 17, final lap now. Not many corners to go for Taijo. Final corner to wrap up round 3 for Taijo. Could this potentially be 3 clean sweeps in a row? Best lap of 1:31. It looks like he has done it. And congratulations to Taijo, unless these guys are on a blisteringly quick lap now. That'll be P2 for Rooney, but that's going to change. Up goes Head Farmer by way of that 10-second time penalty from Rooney. Sees him drop to P3, but still podium is safe. So congratulations, Head Farmer P2 and Rooney P3. Here comes Philly to take 4th position. Let's do a burnout across the control line. Yeah, Jurassic, this game does hold up graphically. It is fantastic. Big Les, issues. The AI struggled to take over that car as he crossed the control line. P5 for Les, 6 for Pretender. 1 space 7. 20 seconds to get last laps done. That'll be enough just to see Spray cross the line. Done well after being caught up in incident 2. We are round 3 done for the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship at Dubai Autodrome International. And cast down through the times. Yes, a 3rd consecutive clean sweep for Taijo. And then even with that 10-second penalty, being able to scrape in that win still. So well done to Taijo. Then on the podium in P2 is Head Farmer. And then Rooney in P3. And the rest of the standings is Philly Manilli, Big Les, Pretender, 1 space, Spray and Pray, Vert Wheeler, Mick Cliff, and Holographic Trick. Retired. And so unfortunate with that car not up to scratch for him tonight. Better luck next week. And then add our podium finishes in. Taijo, Head Farmer, and Rooney in here. I'll be jumping in a moment. Rooney ended up moving his time penalties up to 11 seconds. He got to slow down in those last couple of laps. And congratulations, Taijo.
Thank you, GT.
Making a habit of these clean sweeps. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah, that wasn't straightforward too, as well.
Yeah, I thought you would have muttered a swear coming out of the pits, copping that 10 seconds, especially after Rooney.
I had no idea.
The lap before.
Yeah. I had no idea where the detection point was, and there was like 3 signs. I didn't know which one to slow down for.
Oh
so,
no.
so I tried to slow down one for the middle, and it turned out to be the one before that. Like, oh no. Oh, but
It was lucky
yeah, just
Rooney had his as well. Otherwise, it would have made
yeah.
things tough. But Farmer was smiling I bet when he saw that. He is currently 8 seconds behind the two of you.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was
I'm gonna
like,
say he's gonna steal the win here. Just cross the line in third, and yep, I'll take top of the podium.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
was
thought there was a
pushing,
chance
pushing.
there. I was hanging the time, sort of hanging in there, not too bad, but yeah, too fast. Just sort of like took away with it at the end.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Like, that was push
We'll
all
leave
the way
Rooney
to
at
the end,
least.
man. Yeah, that was a fun fight too with Rooney. Like even better than the
Yeah,
one
are
last
at it.
week.
First,
Yeah.
But then
first,
Philly
yeah.
gave it to you at the start.
Yeah, he got all
Yeah,
right at the
and
start.
Yeah.
it was 3
Climbed all
wide
the
in
way
the
up to the
start.
lead. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have a good reaction off the line, so that was on me. And two cars, Philly and Rooney, jumped me on the start, and 3 wide. It wasn't ideal. Had to go all the way to the outside, try to give as much space as I could, and yeah, had to fight all the way from there. So it was a good battle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great seeing that. It's much more better luck for you tonight, Rooney.
Yeah, much better race. Probably should have
Yeah.
been second without the pit lane
Yeah, it cost you.
with it. Oh well, no, it was a good race.
And steam and copping that. You must have been coming in pretty hot. It was straight on the
Yeah,
mark
well,
where it got you.
I hadn't been on the
look of
pitch
it.
yet, so I didn't know what line was the. So, oh well.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
same
too.
thing as Taijo. Catch both
Yeah.
of out.
It's
Oh,
because there's 3 markers, so it's like which one's what.
Yeah, which one to slow down for? And then it turned out to be the one you missed, and like, I didn't
Yeah,
see that
see
one.
it.
Shit.
It was a good race, though.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was great. Did a fantastic run.
Really nervous part of the track there when we went side by side. The tires are starting to wear down a lot, and I was sideways all the way through. Like, oh dear, don't hit him.
Yeah, it was like ice out there for everyone in those last few laps. Everyone's times were just dropping, and there was so much rear slip.
Yeah. Deg's really high, but either way, like that was a really good fight. So, yeah, thank you,
You
Reedy.
just run the softs with the tire
Yeah.
change.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Always the softs each race. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hards are like 5 seconds, a lot slower.
Yep. No, you've done fantastic, and it would have been a much more pleasant amount of space on track compared to Hockenheim last week.
Oh dear.
You wouldn't have been able to pull off a 3 wide anywhere around Hockenheim. So,
Oh yeah. Lucky here it's pretty wide.
yeah, ample room players. And it's pretty much the same again next week with Zolder, so a lot of good fast.
Oh, much more an hour that would.
Yeah.
And then a lot of good fast wide corners as well. So it'll be good to see us duke it out again.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you, JT. Thank you, Rainey.
Congratulations.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
And we'll see you again next week.
Cheers,
Alright.
team. Congrats, guys.
Alright.
Good race.
Congrats, everyone.
And then we have our podium finishes with Taijo making 3 consecutive clean sweeps now, and then Head Farmer in P2 and Rooney in P3. And then we will be back next week on Thursday night, same time again, live 7:45 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, and then that is for round 4 at Zolder, and it's going to be a fantastic race to be able to check out. So hit the follow button so you can be notified when we go live, and then we do also have iRacing on Monday nights. There's more Supercar action to be seen, and then we do also have a special broadcast coming up this Sunday. So we'll be going live from 7 AM on Sunday morning to cover the charity event for the Anzac 6 hour at Le Mans. The practice session will open at 8 AM. We will have an Anzac pre-show starting, so you can tune in and check that out before we go live over into the action. And then the race will actually kick off at 9 AM, so they'll have practice and qualifying beforehand, and plus a grid photo. So do jump in, check it out, and support Veteran Gaming Australia, who do a great amount of charity work for our veterans currently serving and no longer serving as well. So be great to get behind and have you trackside to check that out. But thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Do hope to see you on Sunday, but don't forget our Supercars rounds for Monday and Thursday next week. Thanks for tuning in and see you trackside then.